left. This point's right, variable first, shading to the right. You gotta write the variable first for that to work. Now, some of you might already be at the point you're saying, well, do I really need to change it to an equal sign? Does that do anything for me? No, not really. Okay? The only thing that does for some of you is it makes it look like something you know how to do and you panic less. If you're at a point in your mathematical career where you can get by these problems without changing it to an equal sign, don't. That doesn't bother me. I want to see your work, but as far as changing it to equal and then solving and putting back in, you don't have to do that. Don't do it. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. Example 4. Y minus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 10. Y minus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 10. All right. So, it becomes y minus 7 equals negative 10. This is the last time I'm going to change it to an equal sign. And then from here on out, I won't. All right. So if it said y minus 7 equals negative 10, how would you solve? Elaine? Add 7 to both sides. That'll give me y equals negative 3. And then remember, now you got to solve. Now you got to put the original sign back in. So it was greater than or equal to. So I'm going to put greater than or equal to back in. Just like that. Okay. So, number line. What two numbers go on the number line? Kaylee? 0 and negative 3. Okay. What type of dot? Closed dot, because it's got the line underneath it. So that means we've got to use a closed dot. Shading pointing in which direction? Right or left? Right. Points off to the right. The one mistake I see most often is, I hope a mistake of just laziness, is that when the number is negative, make sure it goes to the left of 0. I have a lot of the problems where, it's just a positive number, so it's 0 and then 7. And after a while, people go, oh, it's 0 and negative 3. Okay. Negative numbers aren't on the right side, they're on the left of 0. So make sure they go at least in the right spot. But,
How do you figure out which way the arrow goes?
say again.
How do you figure out which way the arrow goes?
Whatever it is in the problem.
Oh.
This points to the right, so we shade to the right. All the numbers that are greater than would be to the right. All the numbers that are less than would always be to the left. All right, example 5. Eight plus m is greater than 15. Now this problem might be bothering some of you because the variable isn't first. And that does bother me a little bit. So I'm going to take a moment and do a flop or a flip. We'll change it to m plus 8 is greater than 15. Now it's ready to be solved. How would I go about solving this problem? Subtract 8 from both sides. That'd be a good start. So I do that. I've got m is greater than 7. Okay. Now I'm ready to go ahead and do my number line. What two numbers on my number line? 0 and 7. Type of dot. It's an open dot because it doesn't have the line underneath it here. Shading's going to point to the right. It's greater than. All the numbers that are greater than on a regular number line would be the right. There you go. All right. Example 6, a little bit different. Not difficult, just different. 9n is less than 63. 9n is less than 63. Okay, so how do I solve this one? Kaylee?
Divide.
Divide. I'm dividing each side by 9. Right, it's a multiplication problem. Solve it by doing the opposite, which is to divide. So do that. 63 divided by 9 is going to give me 7. So that n is less than 7. Put two numbers on my number line. 0 and 7. Type of dots. Open because it's plain old less than. And shading. To the left, less than, all the numbers that are less than 7 are off to the left. Okay. Now, example 7, the last one here, is only here because it's the one fly in the ointment. There's one special rule about solving single variable or any inequalities that always holds true. If we multiply or divide by a negative, it changes the direction of the inequality symbol. Only for multiplying and dividing. If we throw a negative in that we're multiplying or dividing by, it changes the direction of the inequality symbol. Meaning that if before it was pointing to the left, being less than, if I multiply by a negative, it's going to now point to the right and become greater than. And that would be true for any directional shift. Okay? So, look at this problem. Negative 3t is less than 27. Negative 3t is less than 27. This is a multiplication problem, so you should know by now we have to solve it by dividing. Dividing by negative 3 to be exact. Well, I just divided by a negative. So, when I come with my answer part, that's still the same. 27 divided by negative 3 is negative 9. But instead of having less than in my solution, because I divided by a negative, it's going to become greater than. So it's t is greater than negative 9. It doesn't matter what this top number was here. It only matters that this number I divided by was negative. That's the flying line. All right, graphing, same as it always was though. 0, negative 9. Open dot, because it doesn't have the thing underneath it, shades off to the right. There you go.
Taking notes. Please.
No, I'm not going to check notes tonight.